Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good weekend, and I hope you guys are ready for another week of distance learning. I am going to be checking in with you guys once again this week, making phone calls home, and one of your responsibilities is every day you're supposed to fill out a nutrition log for me, as well as your workout log. With your nutrition logs, you guys have two options. You have the written one, where you can actually fill it out and handwrite it, because I've sent home that, as well as it's also on the Southwest Leadership Academy website. And your second option is you guys can download MyFitnessPal onto your phones, or also, and you can use it on your computer, and that's another way you can track. Once you do set up your MyFitnessPal account, please send me your username so I could add you as a friend, and you could add me as a friend. And this way, I can view your food diary and your food logs, and I can make sure that you are filling out everything correctly. And I can also help you with adjustments to your diet, which is what I'm going to be doing with you guys from here on out. So please make sure you're getting that all done. That is a big part of your grade. So today's lesson is going to be on carbohydrates, sugars, starches, and fibers. As we go through these slides, please take notes, especially on vocabulary words that you see, definitions. Just take those notes because we will have a quiz and test on all of these. So please make sure you're getting that all done. All right, so let's get into it, guys. So the chemist's view of carbohydrates. The dietary carbohydrate family includes all except monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. Blood sugar is a monosaccharide known as glucose. So what I would do is I would write this whole part in your notes. Blood sugar is a monosaccharide known as glucose. Please write that down, guys. Glycogen is a storage form of glucose, manufactured and stored in the liver and muscles. Okay, this is why I tell you guys how important carbohydrates are in training, as well as working on your fitness. Is you need to have your carbs at a certain level for your muscles especially. Plants store glucose as starches, long branched or unbranched chains of hundreds or thousands of glucose molecules linked together. Soluble fibers are easily fermentable in the large intestine, making the calories easy to use. Insoluble fiber are non-starch polysaccharides that are not easily broken down to use as energy. Digestion and absorption of carbohydrates. Carbohydrate digestion occurs in the mouth, stomach, and small intestine. Most of glucose absorption occurs in the small intestine. So you definitely want to put these two down in your notes, guys. This, okay, as well as this. Very important for you guys to put that down. Glucose in the body. Glucose can be converted to fat after immediate energy needs are met and when glycogen stores have been filled to capacity. Okay, so that's why it's important to manage our macros, because we do not want that excess storage of fat. So that's why we have to use our carbs wisely and use all of our other macros wisely. It takes at least 50 to 100 grams of carbohydrates per day to avoid ketosis. Ketosis is what I discussed with you guys earlier. If you're doing a keto diet, which I'm sure a lot of you heard of at this point, it could be below 50 carbohydrates. It could even be lower. But the problem with lowering these at this number is that you're going to be running into some energy issues. So you might feel lethargic, you might not have energy to work out, you might feel foggy in your thinking. So this is why I do not recommend the keto diet. The liver stores about a third of the body's total glycogen, providing enough energy for less than a day. When carbohydrate is consumed in insufficient amounts, the body can convert amino acids, protein, into glucose to be used as energy. When glucose is abundant in the bloodstream, the liver can convert it into fat to be stored. So you guys are seeing a theme here as far as the liver goes, that how important this organ is, and that's why it's very important to take care of it and not abuse it. Blood sugar levels are primarily controlled by these two hormones, glucagon and insulin. If you ever heard of somebody that has diabetes, they typically have a problem with their insulin, and that's sometimes why they have to take insulin shots or pills. Health effects and recommended intakes of sugar. The World Health Organization recommends that added sugars should be limited to 10% of total daily energy. And that's why I discussed with you guys a lot of times about some of the foods that you guys take in and some of the drinks that you guys take in is they have very high sugar content, so we do want to limit that. Research shows increasing sugar intake can elevate the risk of diabetes, inflammation, and heart disease. So this is just another reason that we need to keep our sugar in check, because you do not want to risk your chance of diabetes, inflammation, and heart disease. So how do we figure this out, guys? We have to track our foods. We have to see what we're eating. We have to see how much we're taking in. Now, if you download MyFitnessPal, for instance, it actually will tell you exactly how many grams of sugars you are taking in, so we have a really good idea of what we need to work on. So your health effects and recommended intakes of sugar. By following the USDA food pattern and making careful food selections, a typical adult can obtain all the needed nutrients within an allowance of about 1,500 calories. Okay, and like I said, there's not a set number on that, guys, because each person is going to be different, so this is just giving you an idea of how many calories people should take in. Sugar alcohol, or polyols, often used in low-sugar diet foods, have shown the potential to cause diarrhea and gastrointestinal distress. Sugar alcohol, or polyols, often used in low-sugar diet foods, are not calorie-free and have to be factored into energy intake. A diet that provides abundant carbs, 45 to 65% of energy intake, and some fat, 20 to 35% of energy intake, within a reasonable energy allowance best supports good health. And this is what I go over a lot with you guys, is your ratios and your breakdown of your macros. So you would like to keep your carbs at closer to that 65% mark, and I usually bring the fats down to around the 20% mark of your total intake for the day. So a higher carb, lower fat diet could be beneficial for most people. Dietary factors associated with a reduced risk of heart disease, cancer, and diabetes include reduced animal fat, increased fiber, and a higher percentage of grains. So it says right here, guys, reduced animal fat. Okay? So you want to watch how much red meat you're taking in, how much steak, and how much beef you're taking in. You can absolutely eat it, but we just have to maybe limit the amount that you're taking in. And we have to look at a lot of different factors as far as like cholesterol and other maybe health factors that you might have. Increased fiber is something that a lot of people do not take in enough of, so we have to find some either supplements or other foods that you can take in to increase your fiber. And if you use MyFitnessPal, this actually tracks your fiber content for you. And a higher percentage of grains, we could do oatmeal, which is a good one. Even certain cereals have a good amount of grains and fiber that you can have throughout the day. The FDA sets the recommended fiber intake at 28 grams of fiber per 2,000 calories consumed. So we're going to all be shooting for around the 20 to 28 gram mark of fiber. Some people are going to be more, obviously, if you need more than 2,000 calories. But for instance, I keep mine around 30 to 35 grams of fiber a day. The increased fiber intake shows reduction in cancer risk. A person should not eat as much as possible. There's a risk to excessive fiber. So just something to think about, guys. I don't know if you've followed or tracked your fiber intake, but it's something you should look at on your nutritional content, on all the foods that you buy. On the back of the box or the container, it will tell you exactly how much fiber per serving there is in that food. So that's something I would like you guys to start keeping an eye on. It's very important. So this is today's lesson, and I would like you guys just to go through all of these, take some notes. I would like everybody to start brand new nutrition logs for today, as well as signing up for MyFitnessPal. And please remember, if you do sign up for MyFitnessPal, please send me your username so I can take a look at all of your logs. Also, get all of the packets done that were sent home. Return phone calls if possible, and I'll be making some more phone calls obviously today and throughout the rest of the week. And I will be putting up a at-home workout for you guys a little bit later today. So if you have any questions, please email me. You also have my phone number. You can call me as well. And I hope everybody has a great day, and just make sure you're getting all your work done. Thanks, guys.